And welcome back to Pudge Nation on Sports Radio Corpus Christi, KSIX Corpus Christi, 1230 AM, 95.1 FM. Streaming live on the internet's there for you at pudgenation.com, the news sensation across the nation. Everybody's favorite new website, www.pudgenation.com. It's not just a website, Mike, it's an attitude. All right? It's an attitude. Anyway, you're listening to America's only rock and roll sports talk show. Happens to be the only talk show in America, the one that's all said and done. Talk show host, right side of history. If you don't believe me, ask Lance McCullers. He'll tell you.
Oh, man.
Yikes. I know. Let's see here. If you want to call the show, text the show, 361-884-1230, 361-884-1230. Then, of course, we also have the social media.
Socialist media.
I tell you, they can't take them anywhere. YouTube and Facebook Live, just go to Pudge Nation. TikTok, go to Pudge_Nation. Instagram, go to Pudge Nation Live, and then Twitter, @On Air with Pudge. Your forecast for today, high 93, low 82, currently outside 84 degrees. That is stupid. Okay? It just turned 7, Mike. 7 o'clock, right? It's 7:03, and it's already 6 degrees away from being 90. That's stupid. In fact, if you look in the meteorological handbook, and their glossary in the back, it'll say definition, stupid, right? What's the definition of stupid? The temperature right now is 84. That's stupid. Yeah, well, okay. All right, however you want to place it, yeah. Anyway, welcome back. I'm Pudge, you're not. That's Tom. That's Mike. Where's chocolate? Oh, yeah, that's right. Today, the Gulf Coast Humane Society. No chocolate today. No chocolate love. Yeah, you just heard me mention Lance McCullers. Yesterday, the Houston Astros announced that he's out for the season. Yeah. This is going to be like... Yeah, I think for like an hour, and he's like, you know what? I'm kind of bored with this, and so, he's out for the season. So there's that. That's 2 of the starting 5 that are out now for the season, for the Houston Astros. What it is that's what it is. The Astros have played more games than any other team in the entire Major League Baseball system over the past, let's say, 5 years. The Astros are always making the postseason. 2 of those years, they made it all the way to the World Series and won. One other year, they made it to the World Series but didn't win, right? But all those games, while other teams suck, they get to go home and rest, right? They get a nice long winter break. The Astros are playing into the winter, right? And so eventually your body goes,
And wears off the tire.
Yo, I'm tapping out. This is stupid. Once again, what is it, 84 degrees in Houston? I don't know. But in any case, yeah, they're just like, I'm not doing this anymore. And so I think that's what we're seeing here. That happens in the NFL. That happens in the NBA. In the NBA, Golden State, remember a couple of years ago, they had won a whole bunch of titles. And then, I know, right? And everybody was getting injured. The body can only do so much, especially when you're playing at world-class level, right? So as devastating as that news is losing one of our starting 5, Astros didn't take it personal. They played Washington last night and defeated the Nationals 5-4 in what some are calling a controversial ending because the Astros had last at-bats, of course. They were in Houston. And Holmesclaw goes and hits the ball and runs down first base. Right, not a problem.
Yeah.
Supposed
to do that.
Yeah, but to hear the manager, complete with a picture in hand, he felt that the runner for Houston interfered, ran inside the baseline. By inside, I mean like on the grass, and kind of did, which is against the rules. But and because of that, when the catcher tried to throw the ball to first base, the first baseman couldn't catch the ball. It caught the tip of his glove. Missed the ball, and Houston scores, and Houston wins. Final score, Astros 5, Washington 4. Texas, meanwhile, the Rangers defeated California, the Angels 6-3. So a lot happening there. By Texas defeating California, that gives them more separation between, because the Angels are in 3rd place in the AL West, trying to act like so you're saying we have a chance. Well, they're playing the first place team, Texas. Texas wins. That's a little more distance between the 2 teams. So that happened. But at the same time, Houston won, who's the 2nd place team. And because they won just at the same time Texas did, well, then Houston did not lose any ground on Texas. So Houston is still 3.5 games back in the AL West. This is going to be an interesting season.
Oh, yeah.
Usually you get to the doldrums, the dog days of the summer in baseball, and pretty like, for instance, the Oakland A's are not going to the postseason. Right. I don't care how many games in a row they win. Right? It's not going to happen. Nothing. No, man. So that right there. But I mean, when you have Texas, Houston, and the Angels all bunched up together, that makes for some fun games in the summer. And if I look at our trusty Astros schedule here, let's see, we're in June. When do we play who? All right, the Astros. Well, right now, the Astros will play Texas June 30th, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. A 4-game series. Then July 14th, 15th, and 16th, that weekend, the Astros. Oh, but that's on the road. The Astros go on the road and play the Angels. That's a good one. Then July 24, 25. Mike, I will not be here one of those days. We're all getting a day off. All right. Because the Texas Rangers will be in Houston. Wow. Yeah, 24, 25, 26. So that's going to happen in Houston. Then, oh, man. So the Astros play Texas, right? 24, 25, 26. They get a day off on a Thursday. Then that weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at home, the Astros play Tampa, the best team in baseball this year. Then in August, the Astros at home will take on the Angels, the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Wow, the Red Sox come to Houston, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Let's see what else we have here. Then in September, beginning of the month, the Astros at home against the Yankees. All right. And then go on the road to Arlington to take on the Texas Rangers for 3 games. And then that's it. Oh, well, no. The Astros, just for poo-poos and giggles, let's wrap up the season against, first of all, a National League team. Why? And then second of all, the Diamondbacks, who are in first place in the NL West. You know, not the Dodgers, not the Padres. No, it's the Diamondbacks. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing very well. So the Astros, they got a lot ahead of them. Okay.
Everybody.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just keep you posted as all that's going on. All right. Yeah, you know what? We have a guest in the studio.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Hey, I like your phone. It's okay. I know somebody's right now calling her going, do you know you're on the radio?
Very smart fan.
You have friends up this early?
Yeah.
What is wrong with them?
I don't know.
I'm only up this early because I have to
They're
be.
still up from last night.
Oh, they haven't gone. Okay, all right.
Because they stay up late.
Yeah,
They're musicians.
okay. That makes sense. That I can respect.
That is the truth.
That I can respect. Well, hey, kids, you hear the golden tones. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. A nice conversation. Well, you welcome to the show, Deborah Scott Brown. Good morning, Deborah.
Good morning. How are you?
Mas, I'm doing all right. Let me ask you this. You and Tom were having a great conversation. I didn't want to interrupt before we went on the air, but I'm doing Facebook Live right now. Are you okay with me
absolutely.
doing it? Okay.
Yes.
I always like to ask permission because, like the mayor, she lost her mind when I did it, because she was all, oh my God, Yeah, exactly. But okay, so you're cool.
I don't mind.
Okay, you don't mind. All right. How you doing?
I'm great.
You and we've never met. Right?
No, we have not.
No. Now, you and Tom, you guys know each other, right?
Yes, for
okay, because you're a musician.
I am.
Musical stylings. You sing?
Oh, I do very much.
Do you play any instruments or you just sing?
I just sing.
You sing, all right. What kind of music? Are you like a solo artist? You're in a band? What do you?
I have a 7-piece band called Dreaming in Color.
Really?
And we play all over the place.
Dreaming in Color?
Yeah.
Wow, so that means you play the Carpenters or what?
No. Amy Winehouse, The Fix.
Oh, really?
Tears for Fears, Chris Stapleton.
Well, that's fun.
Sade.
Wait a minute. I think I've seen you perform at the Bus. You
Yes.
played there, right?
Uh-huh.
I think, there was an event. Because that set list you're just announcing right now, I'm going, wait, I remember that set list. I heard that set list. And it was a woman that was singing in the band. So that was you.
That was me.
I was all in the back of the room, and that whole nearsighted thing I got going.
Sure, I get that. Totally. And we look this big from that far away.
Hey, so how long have you been a performer?
About 30 years now.
Really? And where did the inspiration come to become a singer?
Oh, I used to watch all of these amazing artists and listen to them on the radio, and Stevie Nicks and Hart and Amy Winehouse and Sade and just I love just a little bit of everything.
As a woman and as a singer,
Mm-hmm.
do you lose your woman singer card if you don't sing Stevie Nicks? Name me a woman singer that doesn't sing Stevie Nicks.
I can't.
I can't hear. Tom, have you ever heard that? I haven't. No.
In fact, it was in the 80s and early 90s. It was just a prerequisite.
Yeah, pretty much.
And because a friend of mine was in a band that played a lot. You know, it was a hot time for cover bands in the late 80s and early 90s, and they were called the Cats. With K-A-T-Z.
Oh, of course.
Isn't that cute?
Yes.
And this is my buddy Peckerwood, and Peckerwood was like, "Oh God, we're gonna have to play that Stevie Nicks." You know, she's always wanting to sing Stevie Nicks. You know.
No, there's a rule. There's a rule if you're a woman singer. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm not mansplaining here. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Call me out. All right? Woman singer, Stevie Nicks, Pat Benatar. Has to happen, right?
I don't do Pat.
You don't
I
do
used
Pat
to a
Benatar?
long time ago, but I got burnt out on her songs. I mean, she's an amazing artist.
Oh yeah.
I just don't. I don't like to do the cliche songs. I mean, it's just. I tried to find different songs that I grew
You
up
do a
with.
deep cut.
Yeah.
You know, go deep on it.
For sure, but she's amazing, and Stevie Nicks is somebody that people tell me I sound like all the time.
How often does your band play?
Pretty much every weekend.
Oh my goodness! So where you? A shameless plug here. Where you guys gonna be this week?
Tonight we are at. Today's Thursday, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
We are at Harley Davidson,
Oh.
5:30 to 8:30,
Well, that's fun.
and then tomorrow we're off, and then Saturday we're doing Christy Earps and Vince's wedding.
Oh, a wedding.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man, partay is what
It
that
is
is.
gonna. It's my best friend, one of part of our tribe of girls that we have, and they've already gotten married, but they're having the wedding for the family and for the friends.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's a good time.
Yeah.
An open bar.
It's gonna be. I'm pretty sure they're.
Why?
They're
We're gonna go crash a wedding this weekend.
quite
You
the
ready, Mike?
partiers.
Absolutely. Yeah, Mike and I. Anyway, hey Tom, take it away, man.
Yeah. You don't just do your own stuff. You promote everybody else in town, just about.
Yes.
Just on your own.
Yeah.
As like a volunteer. Tell us how you go about doing that.
Well, we started 5 years ago, and like I said, I've been a singer for a long time, and we would call and try to find out who was playing where, and nobody would have the answers. Or and I'm not trying to be mean to any bartenders or servers or anything, but people that answer the phone should know who's playing at their venue.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you don't, then you should. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I never understood that. So every time we call, and they would be, I don't know, we have a band that, like, I don't know who they are. And it's like, oh, that's really nice, you know.
That's the exact voice of all of them everywhere when they answer the phone. That is it.
The only thing missing was
She
for her
caught
to
it.
say the word like. Like, I don't know, you know.
I'm really not sure, but they are going to play music.
Well, somebody's
okay.
playing. Thank you for narrowing it down for us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So that would happen like every weekend, because we would be at a gig and then we'd have a little break in the middle of an early gig, and we'd go call the different places and say who's playing here, who's playing there, and they very rarely did they know. So I was like, I'm really tired that nobody is supporting the musicians here in the Coastal Bend, like really, really, really supporting, like every week. So I thought, I'm just going to do downtown. I'm going to list all the venues downtown and say, because we go downtown a lot, or who's on the island. And then it just turned into this huge, now it's throughout the whole Coastal Bend, like
Right.
there's 70 venues throughout the whole Coastal Bend.
Oh, really?
70.
They're absolutely,
Wow.
at least 67 to 70, yeah.
Wow. I didn't. Okay, that's quite a few.
Yeah, and then during the off season, it goes down some, but there's still many venues still playing, and then
Right.
then they get added back in during spring break and summer. And
We're talking with Deborah Scott Brown, who's a singer and leader of a band here in town, or part of a band, 7-piece band.
And her husband's a magician, too.
Oh, really? What does he play?
he plays bass guitar, but he also plays bass in our band.
Oh, okay. And my travels take me all over the country, and so I've been in a lot of cities where I resided, where they had the obligatory music scene.
Right.
For whatever reason, Corpus has never really been able to launch something like that where people are like, hey, you know what, man, there's a music scene happening in Corpus. I mean, there was, I guess, back in the 50s and 60s, maybe even the 70s, with the whole Tejano thing. You know, and that was more of the norteño. And then you got to the 80s and Freddie Records and all that was happening, and the Tejano scene really blew up then.
Right.
But from general market music, from English music, from pop music and so forth, there's never, I mean, I think anybody would say Austin, and you immediately. Austin, Seattle, San Francisco, LA, maybe a little bit of Denver. Then you go to the east side of the country, you got Boston, you got Miami, you've got, well, of course, New York City, even Philadelphia. Then Chicago has their thing. What do you think it would take if there's 70 venues?
It's happening now, honestly.
Yeah, is it?
There is an explosion, absolutely.
But is it all of cover music, or is there actually like the
original artists?
Yeah, original artists,
Absolutely, yeah.
original recordings, original songs, that type
It's
of
a
thing.
good mix.
Yeah.
We have a really very, very, very strong community of musicians and very talented.
Is there a particular style of music that is favored here down in the coastal bend? Like, if you say Austin, you've got that whole blues Americana thing happening there.
Right.
If you say Chicago, you go blues. If you say, Southern California had that whole Southern California vibe about it. Talking about Stevie Nicks, back in the Eagles and all those guys. Is there a certain vibe here in Corpus that it tends to lend towards, the type of music, if you go to Corpus?
You have different bands that do different things. Like ours is, we do 80s, 90s to now.
Right.
And say Chain Links, they do a lot of the cool alternative, rock, some pop. Then you have Scarecrow People. They do a variety of 80s as well. You've got Trip Tonight, they do reggae.
Oh, yeah.
Rich Lockhart does a lot of original on reggae. Trip Tonight does a lot of original.
Are we becoming a college
blues.
town? Are we becoming a college town with the growth of enrollment at A&M Corpus Christi?
Definitely.
Yeah. And so that would tend to lend towards the building of a local music scene. Fair?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if that's the case, like I'm saying, maybe Tommy also got me. Hello, Mr.
Yeah.
Songwriter Hall of Fame guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there gigging every once in a while. So from an original music. Not the covers, but the original music. Is there a vibe here in Corpus?
It's interesting that you should bring that up, and
Thank
also
you.
note the T-shirt here. This is Ty Dietz, who is quite a really good songwriter from here. But very recently, our friend Matt Hole of Matt Hole and the Hot Rod Gang fame put out a Facebook question. He's like, are there any places that nurture that want original music? He was looking to, lately Matt's been wanting to do original stuff and kind of dial down the Hot Rod Gang stuff, and I guess perform solo or perform in a very small group or whatever, and perform some original music. And he seems to have hit a wall as far as like whether the venues want that or whether everybody just wants cover music. And then, of course, there was this big, long discussion back and forth. Well, people like to go and they like to be reminded of their favorite songs and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And it was just this kind of interesting back and forth. So, going to the whole idea of original music.
Well, you've got many, like I said, Rich Lockhart plays all over. I mean, at the very popular bars. And he doesn't do a whole lot of, he does some cover tunes.
Yeah, he'll always do Little Wing.
But they're eclectic or they're different. I mean, you've got your Jimi Hendrix that he does, but he also does reggae and like Trip Tonight. Reggae is pretty big. It's pretty big down here.
Really?
And Sonny Salinas also does.
The tropical environment, I guess, lends to that.
Absolutely, and College Town as well.
Right.
And it's just a vibe that people are really digging, these days. But yeah, there are many places to play that do original, but you do have to pick cover tunes to mix in with it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's going to be more of a successful rate for you to be hired for that
Right.
type of.
We're talking with.
Gig.
Yeah, there
You
go.
mentioned Sonny. Sonny Salinas. He's an example of, like, you know, when I talk about, like, when you cover a song, you know, do something different with it.
Yeah.
And Sonny's mix will probably be at least 2 covers to his one original, you know, in his set list. Right, so it'll be more covers than originals, but he'll play a lot of originals. But the covers, sometimes it's the most off-the-wall thing. Is like you'll hear a Jackson 5 song, but it's just this one dude on an acoustic guitar.
Yes.
And the way he pulls it off, because he's pretty much a virtuoso guitar player, but also just his vibe, you know. It's like every instrument that's missing, you don't miss.
Yeah.
You know, he just has a way. And he takes the song and makes it his own.
He does.
Yeah. And
We're talking with Deborah Scott Brown, who's a musician here in Corpus and has also taken a lot of effort as far as providing information for you and me that like to go see live music on where we can find it and, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I guess my question to you, Deborah, is how can we find the information you compile?
Good Vibes Live Music, and you go to Facebook. I have a group, I have a product page, and then every Thursday through Sunday we post who's playing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what's the Facebook page?
Good Vibes Live Music, and
All
there's
right.
a group and a product. I enjoy the group because the product page I just go and post the listings.
Right.
Once in a while, but all the group people interact and they add where their band is playing, or they'll show you live.
And so now that we're headed into the summer,
Yeah.
and where we have a whole bunch of people visiting, tourists and all that kind of stuff, and not just that, but also the residents of the Coastal Bend. I like to go see live music. I love to go see, especially, you know, just a band is just kind of, you know, I like to see what they're doing. You know, I just, and there's something about seeing a hockey game live as opposed to seeing it on TV.
Absolutely.
And there's something about watching a band live as opposed to listening to it on your phone in your car.
Yeah, it makes all the difference. For
So,
sure.
Anybody this weekend? I need to look at that. Oh, look! Wow, you even got a logo and everything.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
nice.
oh yeah.
Okay.
I
Anybody
was
got your attention this weekend that we should go see? Like, okay, I got a few dollars. I want to go spend. I want to have a good time. I want to take my girl out. I want to be able to get some drinks. I want to enjoy some live music. Where do I go?
well. Let me tell you.
Look at you, man. You got all sorts of.
I do, and
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's
First of all, this week, Mike. What's the date this weekend? Is it June?
the 15th through the 18th.
16, 17, 18, right?
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the weekend starts Thursday.
Thursday.
And that's when people make poor life decisions because they're going, you know what? I'm doing a 3-day weekend. All right, so tonight, it is ladies' night. Why doesn't anybody do ladies' night? Remember back in the day, there was always a ladies' night?
Yes, it's
You don't,
ladies'
nobody does
night.
yeah, right? Nobody does ladies' night anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. That's a very good question.
Yeah, fair
I'm always
question.
trying to get people to do something like regularly, like every Wednesday have something.
There's a Rich Lockhart.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's
And a cool guitar he's
that's-
playing.
Don't mind Tommy's a party of one over there, just having a good time. We'll continue our conversation.
So many people
Yeah.
love live music and just
Oh, yeah,
want to
absolutely.
be able to. But I'm trying to help get that going
Okay.
as well.
So where should I go this weekend?
Something. Well, you've got the Exchange, Crucial Rhythm, which is a reggae rockish band.
right.
National Nobodies are playing Saturday. Tonight is Crucial Rhythm. Every Thursday and Sunday they have a jam night. That's at the Exchange. All these are downtown. I'm just going to run through.
Sure.
Executive Surf Club, La Playa by the Bay, Rockets Whiskey Bar, The Bus, House of Rock, Cassidy's, Brewster Street Ice House, Republic of Texas, Vernon's.
Wait, stop. The Republic of Texas has live music?
Yeah. Carl and Claudia Milton. Fantastic.
And so, they're
Savs.
a duo.
Brother and sister.
Brother and sister, they got, I guess, their guitars.
She
right?
plays piano, he plays bass.
Really?
Stand up, yeah.
A stand-up band? Oh, so are they doing like a jazz type?
Like a piano bar.
Jazz, pop.
But on piano?
Actually, I don't know if he's on stand up right. No, I think he's playing electric. I think he's playing electric.
that's
But he does
fun.
play stand up too.
So steak,
Yeah.
lobster, and some tunes.
Yeah, and they play in the lounge there. It's really, really nice, and they're there Friday and Saturday. Every Friday and Saturday.
And so a lot going on just in downtown.
Yeah, that was just downtown, and then you've got You've got the
So
North
exciting.
Beach. You've got Pier 99, Blackbeard's on the beat.
Uh-huh.
Then you've got Sunset Hideaway in Ingleside. You've got South Side. You've got South Bronx Pizza, South Tex Ice House, Brewster's Street, Tannins, The Barn, which I love The Barn. I love Tannins. I mean, I love all these places. Black Monk Tavern. Flower Bluff has Black Diamond Oyster Bar, Goldie's Bar, Bluffs Landing, KOA Campground. The Island has Packery, Docks, the Pelican Lounge, the Boathouse, Salty Dolphin, the Island Italian, Angry Marlin. In Port Aransas, you got Cinnamon Shores, you got Cody's Coffee Waves, Bronze, the Gaff, Blue Water Cowboy, the VFW, Treasure Island, Roosevelt's, Virginia's on the Bay, the Sandbar. Rockport has Paradise Keys, Lulu's Landing, Sugar Shack, Legends, Hook and Ladder is in Aransas Pass, and the Rialto Theater. So you kind of
all over the place, and so every venue you just named has a
throughout
live,
the whole coastal band.
right, and every single one of those venues has a live act this weekend.
And I've got it all listed, everything.
And it's on what? Cool Vibes. Right?
Good vibes,
Good
live
vibes.
music.
Good Vibes live music.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, and usually, I mean, the cover charges aren't that crazy anymore.
There aren't any. There are no cover charges that I've
Really?
been to in a while.
Yeah. Wow.
No.
Usually you had to have like a cover for help pay for the band or whatever. Yeah.
No, not that I could think of any of them
Wow.
right now. Brewster's. I mean,
Oh,
they have
they're selling a
shows.
ticket. Yeah.
Exchange doesn't
Now,
charge.
if I'm a
Surf Club.
musician and I'm gigging, is it beneficial to me also to reach out to you so that I can? put
Oh,
in
for
your
sure.
list?
I help people book, and I've got a very good relationship with different venues, and people reach out to me and ask me to come.
Some of my audience, of course, are angry. And Gary says, "Hey, man, there's a very active punk, hardcore metal scene here in Corpus Christi."
Oh, boozers, absolutely. If you send me your information, any gigs that you guys have, I'll put it in. Absolutely.
Boozers?
I also have. Do y'all know I have another radio?
Bruisers,
set?
Boozers.
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 Like
Boozers.
yeah.
Okay. And you have a what?
I also have a radio segment I do on another play.
Oh, no. You do it.
On another show.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, you go on another radio station and
Every Friday morning.
Every Friday morning? Oh, well, that sucks.
8:30.
Why would you do that? Nobody. Here, let's have fun. What station is it?
It's US 947 or 94.7.
Oh, Ed and the boys over there. Nobody
It's-
listens to that.
It's Blake's
Blake
morning
show?
show. Yeah.
You know that I created 94.7. You know that?
No, I had no idea.
I'm the one who created Texas radio.
I did not.
I started Texas radio in Austin in 1993.
Wow, that doesn't surprise me at all.
It surprised me.
Just
Yeah,
by
yeah.
meeting you right now, you can tell you're a go-getter for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, well, I tell you what, when you're over there, hey, ask Blake if he can loan me his pajamas. Do that for me. I got a hole in mine. I need some new ones. Maybe. Well, just ask him. Say, Pudge wants to know if he have any new pajamas he can borrow. Tell him I'm having 34 waist.
Oh, that ends it right there.
All right.
That ends it right there.
Well, I'll just I'll tie a string around it like Little Abner.
I'm gonna let you call him.
Oh, you're not gonna do that for me? Oh, man. All right. Well, hey, Deborah, thank you so much for stopping by. Now, of course, I'm not as cool as Blake is, I mean, I'm not. We do day drink
You
here.
are very cool.
We day drink here. We will do a strong day drinking here.
And I do it from my house, actually, on my phone. I don't go over there.
Oh, you don't go over there?
No.
Oh, you see, we're here. But
Yeah.
we have a better
Yeah.
view here.
Yes, you do.
Oh, yeah.
You see the water.
Only thing is I can't be naked in my bedroom when I'm talking on the radio to everybody.
Well, I've actually broadcasted naked once. And it was the only time my staff showed up early for work. I'm like, really? Really? Yeah. No, I was in trouble. I got in trouble with the police department.
Shut up.
I'm not making this up.
That's funny.
I'm not making this up. I made. We had, for me, me and my warped sense of humor. I thought it'd be hilarious for on my show. It was on 94.7. But it was back when I had it as a classic rock station. This was in the late 90s. And I thought it'd be hilarious to do a traffic report because there is no traffic in Corpus, right? At least back in '98, right? So I reached out to the police department. They agreed, which they regretted that anyway. And so her name was Sergeant Patton. I think Judy Patton, I think was her name. Anyway, sweet lady, a mom, a grandma, and I'm a jerk, right? And so I basically embarrassed and humiliated her I posed she gave the traffic report, which there was none, and then I asked her about because there was a topic we were talking about ladies' lingerie on the show, and it was that I think an article had come out about different colors of lingerie, and I asked her what her favorite color was. And she found that very offensive and called me out on the air about it. And me being me, I'm thinking, hey, we're just having fun. And then it took me a second. I realized, wait a minute, she's serious.
She's playing for
yeah. And I was like, I think, in my head, I'm going, I'm in trouble, I think. Sure enough, I get off the air, and Daddy D, who owns the station, I come out. I was leasing the station from him. And I come out of the studio and he goes, hey, Pudge, the chief of police would like to talk to you. And I was like, what? And so, so there was a post-it, sorry I missed you, one of these deals. So I call the police chief and he reads me the riot act. And it's one of those where I had to just eat it. I mean, I was just like, well, that's on me, And so, and I was genuine. I was apologetic. I am so sorry. What can I do? And he says, dude, and this is what he dropped the whole on the police chief. And all of a sudden he was a guy. And he goes, dude, he says, I don't know what you can do. He says, but you need to talk to her. If you're going to try to fix, you have to talk to her. I can't fix this.
Right.
So we were doing the inaugural broadcast of this inaugural season of the ice race. This was 25 years ago. And so I call Sergeant, and she won't take my call. She's ghosting me. And this is before, cell phones are just starting, right? So I'm calling her landline at the police station, and please leave a message. You know what? And I'm just like, oh, man. But I was relentless. And so finally she took my call. And first and foremost, I apologized. I said, look, I'm sorry. I thought we were, booming, and then she still wasn't having it. She was pissed, right? So she says, meet me at the hockey game tonight. I said, okay, I'll be there. So I go to the hockey, because remember, we were broadcasting the games, right? So I go to the Memorial Coliseum. There she is, and she's looking at me like your grandma looks at you when they're pissed. That look. That look, right? Not your mom. Even when your mom goes, dude, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. I was getting that look, right? And so she, I said, how can I make this up to you? How can, just tell me what I got to do. Well, come to find out, there's a facility, I don't know if they still have it here in Corpus, where you have divorced couples, right? And sometimes it's like really bad, where the ex-husband and the ex-wife, they can't even breathe each other's air, much less be in the same room with each other. Right. And yet, they have a child together. So it comes time to do that whole handoff for the child, right, for visitation. And it just can't happen. These two just hate each other that bad. So there's a facility that Corpus has. It's a room, right, where literally there's two doors in the room, right, to get in the room. On this side of the room, here's this door. Mom, let's say, has child. Mom brings child, drops child off in said room. Mom leaves room, closes door.
That's scary. Other
side of room, another door. In comes dad, picks up child, leaves with child. Visit happens, visit done. Dad brings child back to said room, drops child off in the room. Dad leaves. Mom then comes in from the other side, picks up child, they go home. Right. It's that bad, right? Yeah. Well, sometimes mom or dad are late, and the kid's just sitting there with nothing to do. Other times, mom or dad just don't show up. And meanwhile, the original parent left because they thought, oh, well, yeah, your dad's going to pick you up, and then dad doesn't show up or mom doesn't show up. So now the kid's sitting there for who knows how long with nothing. Well, Corpus Christi Police Department, and back in the day, like I said, I don't know if it's still here, but they had, they filled it with toys. They had toys, they had TV, and it shows you at the time a VCR, so you can watch videos. Well, somebody went into that room and stole everything. They cleaned out the room.
Oh,
Stole the TV, stole the table, stole the chairs, stole the toys, stole the videos, stole everything.
Wow.
Stuffed animal, everything. The Grinch showed up, took everything out. So Sergeant looks at me and she says, "You want to make it up to me?" She says, "Fill that room." I looked at her and said, "Done." Right? Not a problem. Done. So we were talking about teddies. That was the lingerie we were talking about on the air. And so my sidekick was a guy, Dan the Homeless Republican, right? And so I tell him, "Hey, I think I figured out how to get out of trouble with Sergeant. We got to fill this room with toys, and we're in." So he's like, I said, "So here's what we're gonna do." So I go on the air. Remember when there was Moody's Tacos back in the day, right? Is there still a Moody's Tacos?
Yes.
On Staples?
No, they moved out to
Oh,
Holly.
no. This was Moody's Tacos.
No.
It was on Staples.
It is.
Yeah.
It's still here. Though.
It's still
There
okay.
is one.
So I set it up where we did a live broadcast for Moody's Tacos, and as a way to, if I humiliated the sergeant, I needed to humiliate myself. So I told the audience,
Did you wear a teddy?
we're gonna broadcast wearing teddies. And by the way, ladies, it was winter. It was a little
Which
cold.
means nothing in Corpus. So.
Well,
Kidding.
3 days in February it's winter, and so
It was those 3 days.
and it was cold. You know what I'm saying? Mike, it was cold and I'm wearing a teddy. Okay. Well, anyway, so we set the whole thing up, right? So Dan and I were going to broadcast, we're going to raise money, and we're going to spend that money to fill the place up, right? I left a memo in Dan's box, and I said, "Hey, you don't have to wear a teddy. I've got it covered," right? He didn't see the memo in his box. Never saw it. So I, in the meantime, me being clever, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be broadcasting wearing a teddy, and much less in cold weather, right? So what I did was I reached out to a costume shop, and I got a bit like a mascot costume of a teddy bear. So I wore a teddy bear, so that's technically a teddy, and I did wear a teddy over the mascot outfit, and it was purple, right? Dan shows up in a full-blown teddy with high heels with the little fluffy things above the toes, and then a chiffon robe over it, see-through sheer robe.
That's funny.
And when he walked up, or actually I walked up going, walk up in my little teddy bear outfit, the look on his face is like, what the hell are
Horror
you doing?
and piss.
Right? Yeah, exactly. At the same time. And we're on the air, right? And I look at him and go, "You didn't get the memo?" I said, "I left it in your box." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And he was genuinely pissed, right? Deborah, we raised so much money.
That's amazing.
We raised over $2,000 in a couple of hours in this drive-through. So many women hit Dan up. He handed out his phone number so many times that morning. It's hilarious. Well, anyway, so the next hockey game, we literally, with the Zamboni, we wheeled out a pallet. And we had, needless to say, toys out the wazoo. A brand new, I think it was Nintendo, a whole Nintendo system, stuffed animals flying all over the place.
Nice.
Videos out the wazoo. So basically the kids are like, "No, Dad, you don't have to pick me up. I'll just hang out in here. It's okay. You know what? We'll work this out some other time. I want to play." One of those deals.
Yes.
So we got back in the good graces of the sergeant.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Oh, it was a long way to get there.
Kind of weird that you would get so upset, but
Well, things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen when you're live on the air. So that's why I'm saying the next time you see Blake and you're over there chatting with him, just say, "Hey."
I know what you're saying.
If not pajamas, if he's got a teddy he can loan me, we'll do that whole. No. So that's how. So that was. Now that wasn't. Now that was not me broadcasting naked. The sergeant, to her credit, she says, "Pudge, I'm totally appreciative of what you've done." She says, "But were you really humiliated by doing that?" And I go, "No, not really. I mean, I beat the system, right? Which is what I'm notorious for." And she says, "Well, you still kind of owe me that." And this is why we're on the air,
yeah.
The next day, and she's saying thank you and all this stuff. And so she calls me out on the air. So I said, fine. Tomorrow morning, I'll broadcast naked. How about that? And so, but I just said it. I wasn't, and she goes, okay. And I'm like, and of course I got to be like, yeah. But in my head, I'm like, okay, what the hell did I just do? So the next day, I put up newspaper. You're welcome, Tom. All over those windows, like you see these windows here. Well, there was 4 walls of windows, and so I covered all the windows, and so so we started the broadcast with the stripper. Da 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 da, bum bum, da da bum bum, da 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 da. So I did the live broadcast naked, and I didn't realize how cold that stool was that I sat on every morning. But that was a cold stool, Mike. It really was. But yeah, so the entire staff, they're all trying to like peer through the cracks of the newspapers to see me. I'm like, get out of here, So anyway, but yeah, so I took a picture, I sent it to the sergeant, and I said, ta-da, and it wasn't a frontal, obviously, but it was more like a. One of those. How when you take a picture of a newborn and with their butt up in the air. One of those. So there's Pudge. With all the ta-da. So needless to say, I don't know what became of the sergeant, but for years we were super friends.
That's awesome.
But hey, you do what you got to do to help people out.
Absolutely.
Now I am not going to broadcast naked for the music scene here in town. That is not going to happen, Tom.
That was a little bit of inside information.
Yeah. Mike, you're going to broadcast naked for the music scene, all right? Mike, you're in.
Casey Musgraves actually performed
on
on
SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Naked.
She did the whole Jen A. She did
She
that.
sit on a chair with the legs crossed?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. The guitar
the
guitar was strategically placed, and she has very long hair.
Right.
Yeah. So good help. All right. Well.
Well, every Friday, 8:30 to 9. That's what I do. Naked
Over
in
there.
my bedroom.
Whatever it takes to get ratings, right, Mike? Yeah. God bless you.
Nobody sees me,
Well,
but nobody
will.
knows that. This
Well,
is
no.
information that I'm giving you. Nobody.
Yeah, but
actually
you don't want to worm your way into Blake's imagination.
Yeah.
As the world learned,
Blake's over there going.
Blake's imagination gets.
Knowing Blake, I know, right? Knowing Blake Flarenthal, he's like,
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a reason that his new first and middle name is Disgraced Former.
Yeah.
Disgraced Former Representative
Blake Flarenthal. Doesn't he still owe Luke? He still owes me some money, doesn't he?
Does he?
Yeah, I think he
For
does.
what?
Well, no, because the taxpayers paid for it.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
He
That's
hasn't paid
right.
it back, right?
$80,000 in legal fees or something.
I'll tell you what he is. He's a really nice man.
I'm sure he
He's
is.
been a good friend to me.
You know who else was a nice guy? Charles Manson was a nice guy. He really was. No, I'm
You're
serious.
comparing Blake to Charles Manson?
Oh, no, believe me. Man, like I said, Manson was a nice guy. I mean,
Who was it that loved dogs?
no. Blake,
I
no.
won't even say the name.
Charles Manson was friends with Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys.
Oh, yeah.
George Harrison.
Yeah.
He hung out over there in Laurel Canyon with the mamas and the papas and all of them.
That's crazy
Yeah,
and scary.
and then one day, it's like a rage issue.
Yeah, a little
You know,
bit.
Yeah, you can kind of just like, snap.
Psycho!
Yeah. All right.
You know, I've sang at the national anthem at the ice race when they first started.
Did you really? At the Coliseum?
At the
No kidding. Well, I was there.
Walked out.
Yeah, we had the Beehive because it was B94.7, the classic rock station.
Okay.
And in the corner over there by the stage, we set up an actual living room, and so we had recliners and couches. And all that.
Very cool.
And so listeners would win a contest, and they got to watch the hockey game, kicking back in recliners, and they got all sorts of food and beer and all that kind of stuff. It was a good time.
Nice. It sounds.
That's back when those games were fun.
Yeah.
The Coliseum.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of sterile.
It's different.
Yeah, it is
It's
different.
not the same.
Okay, shameless plug. Where are you gigging to? Okay.
Tonight we're at Harley Davidson.
Harley Davidson.
5:30 to 8:30.
All right.
And don't forget the Ritz has a celebration where they're introducing you to the architects, and they're going to talk about it. And
The mayor will be there too. Yeah.
Paulette will be there. Cheryl Vatsmeyer Rios will be there.
That's at the bus.
At the
tonight.
bus to
All right.
talk about the Ritz and fundraiser and
Very good.
they have to match a grant, so also that's happening tonight, and lots of other stuff. You look at Good Vibes Live Music On Facebook, you'll see who's playing tonight through Sunday. So.
By the way, Logan's watching on Facebook Live right now.
Hey, Logan. He was my first one to give me a
You know
segment
what?
on his
I
show.
want you to feel special, but Logan's was a lot of people's first one. You know what I'm saying?
I love Logan.
That's Logan.
He's the
you know?
sweetest guy ever.
You can't take Logan anywhere.
He's one of my dear friends.
Well, he says,
Yeah.
"Go, Deb." All
Yay,
right,
Logan.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Get out and support live music, everybody.
There you go. All right. I tell you what, when we come back, we're going to talk with Zelina from USS Chefs.
Cool.
All right. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back
Thanks,
right
guys.
after this.
Good vibes.